Hey, what's going on, everybody? Froggy Songs here. Nothing I say is financial advice. Entertainment purposes only. So here we are. We got the decision. We got the 8K. We got Adam Aaron's letter at 12:30 at night, which kept me up till 9 in the morning, streaming a 9-hour stream. I want to thank everyone who attended the 9-hour stream, commented, everything, especially today at the end. I forgot who did it. I forgot what the username was, but somebody in my channel, as Ape was going down and people started panicking, which I wasn't worried about it. I was tired and didn't see the technical, but he pointed out there's a $1.85 gap fill on the daily, called it perfect, hit the gap fill, popped back up, came up to $2. That was the best opportunity for people to flip AMC into Ape in this situation. Very good call by that guy. I forgot who it was. If you come in the call, put your name up in the chat so I can thank you properly. But here we are today, after hours close, 209, pretty respectable for Ape. AMC sitting around 345, pretty respectable for AMC. To me, this is looking like a $35 reverse stock split on August 24th, which if you go to the AK and AMC Investor Relations, everything that's going to happen is on this page, what you need to know for now. And then if we go down a little further, which we're going to later, it's going to explain the attempted at-the-market offering that'll be happening with post the reverse stock split and the conversion. So anyways, August 24th, Class A common stock commences trading on a 1-for-10 split adjusted basis. For comparison, the prior trading day's closing price is multiplied by 10. So basically, if you have 100 AMC shares divided by 10, but then you need to multiply your cost average by 10. So if you have if you have a $30 cost average, I'm sorry to say, after the 24th of August, around the 24th of August, you are now going to have a $300 cost average, which is going to be crazy for some people, but your shares will be worth more. So there's an upside to that. Your shares are going to be worth $35 instead of $350. Now, will that last? When things are converted, will it last? Grandpa Barney, sorry I had to work. Thank you for all your DD work, man. You rock for all you. Thanks, man. Hey, I'll tell you what, people at the tap room are happy, man. That's there's a lot of things going on around in this area that I see that I don't really talk about. There's a lot of economic fallout happening in Albuquerque. I see a lot less traffic. Gas is back up to $3.85. Food's getting expensive at the grocery stores again. And I'm starting to see some activity around my neighborhood once again where people are kind of, there's people going to Walgreens and stealing things and stuff like that. Just that little bit that I do around here, I hope it helps. I hope it makes somebody's day, that one person's day, better. Say we give $100 to somebody or a group of people, and then they have a little extra cash and they do something nice for somebody, and it does work. It's a waterfall effect. So if you guys get a chance to do something good for someone in your area, man, just one thing a day. It doesn't have to be giving them money. It can be anything. Just holding the door open. So back to the stock split. Once the reverse split happens, will AMC stay? Say we split at $35. Will AMC stay at $35? Nobody knows. Most reverse stock splits I've been a part of, they split, they run up a little bit, and then within 2 or 3 days, they get absolutely crushed. There's multiple instances of that, including Cosm, which is another stock, where we considered it was naked shorted and there were synthetic shares. AMC is, the mother of that. Like, the original thesis and the original DD, me and Froggy Styles both came to a head-on, was basically 1.5 to 2 billion shares synthetic on AMC. We did that by doing multiple polls and using computer share poll data that we took, and it all converged and it all equalized and made sense. So if all these shares are truly out there, these synthetic shares, whether they're created by total return swap, people borrowing shares that don't exist and they're naked short, or tokenized securities, if they're out there and there are entities that are naked short during the reverse split and the conversion, My opinion is they're going to get caught up in it, especially if they didn't come to the table with Adam Aaron, City Global, and said other banks that are basically making this market in this arbitrage play. This Ape and City Global selling it the way they did is a completely its own market. That's why it's not valuing. It didn't value correctly, is because when it was issued as a dividend, it was just thrown on the NYSE as a preferred unit of a stock. So one preferred stock was broken down into 100 units. And if that's the case, that's an immediate dilution, meaning that you have to value that down. You have to value that down to basically you're taking one and you put it into 100. So the value of the one is being diluted into 100, which is why Ape went down and Adam Aaron sold it at the bottom. Sorry for the delay. I'm getting pop-ups and stuff like that. I'm still exhausted, guys, man. It was quite a day today, but so will it stay at $35? If it reverse splits at $35, will it stay? I don't know. It could get crushed that day. Adam Aaron even highlighted that in his letter. It gets reverse split, goes to $35, and we're all still holding our Ape units, right? Because Ape is converting the next day on the 25th, which is outlined down here. It's going to be a really interesting event. I've never seen anything like this in my life. In my opinion, what's going to happen, again, is the bondholders who are long the debt, short AMC common stock, and long Ape are going to let it reverse split, right? Then they're going to start covering their shorts. They're not covering necessarily at 35 because of the reverse split. They're still covering at 350. And if they do that, this reverse split could run into the $100 range fairly easy. I've seen multiple covers on multiple stocks this year. Revlon was one of them, from $1.90 all the way up to $7. That's a huge gain. So in my opinion, it's beneficial for people that are short AMC common stock and long Ape to cover right after the reverse split. So their Ape converted shares gain way more value when they convert, right? Then they can dump it and reshort again. It's all about what they can do and what they can do in unison. And it seems like everybody's on the same page because Adam Aaron brought them all to the table and told them plan. Everybody has the same plan. Now, what's going to happen when they do that? Shorts cover, we might go to $100, but people over 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, $50, they're still not going to go in the money by holding AMC common stock, which is why we were telling everybody you want to play Ape to try to reduce your cost average overall. Ape converts up. Say if we reverse split at $35 and then they start covering AMC shorts and it runs to 70, the next day Ape converts up, which Ape may run with it anyways, but it will convert up to try to meet $50 to $70 range, and that's a great price. So the thesis is still the same. The mechanism, or not the mechanism, but the process of how they're going to do it is a little different than I thought. I thought they would do this all at once. So 24th, reverse split. So basically you divide your shares by 10, multiply your cost average by 10, and then multiply the market price by 10. Class A common stock pre-market. This is extra additional details on the side. Effective time of share increase and reverse stock split. Post-market for beneficial holders through DTC. Effects on its books and reverse stock split. Post-market for registered holders of the transfer agent's books. The transfer agent commences registration on its books of the reverse stock split. Ape. During this last trading day, while the trading price for one share of Class A common stock is comparable to 10 shares of Class A common stock on a pre-split basis, prior trading day closing price times 10. The Ape trading price will not be comparably adjusted by the NYSE. That means the Ape trading price, if we're at 350, it's not going to go to 35. It's still going to be at 350. But if that happens, now AMC common stocks at 35 to $50 because maybe some shorts start covering, and AMC common stock holders going, oh yeah, the squeeze is here, and they're buying and buying and buying, right? They're creating new bag holders, and that's what's going to happen. Ape is going to be sitting there still at $2.30 or $3 and whatever it's going to run to, $3.50. Ape is still going to be sitting there at them lower prices for people to buy. So that's going to be interesting to see. During the last trading day, one Ape is the equivalent to 1/10 of a share of Class A common stock. Following the reverse stock split and corresponding adjustments to the conversion rates of Ape, each Ape is convertible into the equivalent of 1/10 of a share, meaning for every 10 Apes, you're going to get one new AMC common stock. So if we reverse split AMC on the 24th, it pops up at $35 that day. Say some shorts cover, it runs to 50. Boom. The next day, 10 of your Apes is going to equal one $50 share of AMC stock. That's where your value comes from. Now, Ape may run before that again. It may run to catch up to that, and then there's not really any value in the conversion. Anything from 50 to $70 is going to be prime area for Adam Aaron to raise capital. And the incentive for shorts to cover, again, is that they're covering their shorts in the money to make their Ape converted shares value up even more as much as they can, which is still not going to let a lot of AMC retail shareholders out of their bags because they're in at $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, whatever, $70, right? So, record holders of Class A common stock at the close of business after giving effect to the reverse stock split, but prior to issuing additional Class A common stock in the conversion, constitute the holders entitled to the litigation settlement. So, August 25th, Apes no longer trade on NYSE. Conversion of Apes into Class A common stock. 9:30 a.m. pre-market. Effective time of the conversion of the Apes into Class A common stock. Now that's a little weird because 9:30 is market open. That's not pre-market. I'm guessing pre-market, I don't know what they mean by that because 9:30 is market open. But I'm wondering if our Apes are going to be converted in pre-market and it's going to open up trading at 9:30. So post-market, DTC effects on its books. Post-market transfer agent commences registration of conversion of Apes. So August 28 or promptly thereafter, the company issues Class A common stock as litigation settlement payment settlement to payment recipients. Now here's the deal. The 25th, right? That's Friday. Market closed the 26th and 7th for the weekend, and the 28th opens up, and anybody entitled to the AMC common stock settlement will get their shares. That is a day after the reverse split and a full day after Ape being converted. So I'm wondering if it was planned that way so that AMC during the reverse split and the Ape conversion is not shorted right back down immediately. Because if they do, anybody entitled to the AMC common stock, which is a lot of institutions, they're going to devalue their settlement shares. I don't think they would do that. I think they're going to wait until after the 28th to reshort this thing back down, potentially running this thing to $50 to $70. The bad thing is AMC common stock shareholders, legacy shareholders, are going to end up holding the bag, and potentially any shorts that are not playing ball. So that part's really important, you guys. Actually, we should probably tweet that on X. All right. 24th. Reverse stonk split. I'm probably the only one that said that so far. 24th, reverse stonk split. No, we want stonk. On AMC. 25th, Ape converts 1/10 into AMC common stock. Stonk. 28th. Important. AMC settlement, this is where tweets are made, is issued to applicable. Oh, man, I haven't spelled that word in a while, which is bad. That's an aviation word. Applicable shareholders. This is important because it may help reduce incentive to short AMC common stock after common stock at least up to closing of the trading day on August 28th. Why would institutions, jeez, Pete, man. Why would institutions short AMC common post RS con when they are waiting on free AMC shares they can value up and dump on Tuesday? This fits in with the theory that bond holders who are short AMC common legacy may start covering shares immediately after the reverse split to allow their ape long converted the next day run up. I think that's a good tweet. Sorry it took so long. But I like that thesis. It fits with my original thesis. But now you have the settlement shares coming out to all these institutions. They're going to get free stock, and it's a decent amount of stock. Why would you immediately devalue that? You can cover your shorts into your ape converted running higher and higher and higher into your settlement shares coming in at $70. Immediately dump them. Adam Aaron announces the cash raise, which we got more news on that too. In the 8K it does let me find it. It does cover where the at the market's going to be. Well, I had it up. I can't find it now. I think it's at the bottom. Let's go. The reverse split on dilution. Nope. It's in here somewhere. I had it up earlier. I apologize. Let me find it real quick. Amended certificate of incorporation, signatures. Ha! You know what? That's funny. I didn't see this one. Will there be large fail to delivers like when APE was distributed? Well, we cannot predict the trading impact of these corporate events given the significant transaction that will occur over successive trading days. It is possible there are large FTDs like when APE was distributed. I called that a shit last week. That's funny. Excuse my language. Let's see. I had it up. I think I tweeted it too. I thought there was an at the market thing in here. Will short sellers be required to cover their positions before the reverse stock split and conversion? AMC expects that the deliveries under stock borrowing arrangements will be adjusted in the regular way to account for the reverse stock split, or in the case of contracts on APE, the conversion. However, AMC does not determine and is unable to provide interpretive advice on the impact of these events. So basically they're saying we can't tell you. How will short sellers be affected by the litigation settlement payment? AMC does not determine and is unable to determine. So you know what? Maybe from time to time. Here we go. Upon effectiveness of the Charter of Amendments, the company also intends to initiate an at-the-market program for the issuance and sale of up to 25 million shares of new Class A common stock on a reverse split adjusted basis from time to time at the market prices in order to strengthen its liquidity and balance sheet. Now, when this thing runs, if it does run, if we reverse split 35, shorts cover Legacy AMC into their APE converted going long, we hit $70. Adam Aaron can come out immediately after the settlement shares are distributed, say I want to raise cash. He could literally dump 25 million shares on the market immediately, which he could raise $1 billion. Adam Aaron could raise a lot of money on this if he does it right. If he doesn't wait until the stock comes back down because he's always late to the game. Let's just say he sells them all at $30. He manages to do that. So, I mean, there you go. There's 1, 2, 3. That's nearly $1 billion. So, that's some serious cash for AMC anyways. Charter Mem's company also incented at the market program for the issuance and sale of $25 million. The foregoing disclosure does not constitute any offering of security. The company has 2 registration statements on a Form S-8 with the SEC. So there's that. I think they're going to try to sell as many AMC shares as possible as soon as it gets above $35. So, all right, let's get to some comments here. And what's he mean? $1 is $10. He's taking 90% of our shares. Okay, so here's the deal. When you do a reverse stock split, you take all your shares, you divide it by 10. But you multiply the new value. If you have a bunch of shares at 350, you divide the total number of shares by 10, but then you take the market price of 350 and you multiply it by 10. So you lose shares, right? But the shares that you still have are going to gain the equivalent value of the shares you lost. So you're not losing anything unless this happens and then short sellers attack the stock back down under $30. Then you're just bag holding now. That's what happens in reverse stock splits. But because of the situation we're in, where it's a reverse stock split, then it's APE convert the day later. If they short AMC back down before APE is converted, they're just going to kill their APE long, right? And it doesn't look to me like anybody's selling a massive amount of APE off. They also don't want to do that because they want their settlement shares to be valued up too. They need all the shares they can get if the naked short thesis is true, which I believe it is. So, Froggy, why would another YouTuber say hold AMC? Because we are going to be so freaking rich. Because they are looking for likes and subs so they can make more ad revenue on YouTube. They're looking for super chats. I could be the most popular AMC YouTuber if I wanted to. I could tell you guys everything you wanted to hear every day and make excuses for every time I'm wrong, but I don't. I have integrity. I couldn't sleep at night doing that, and I don't need to because I make money on my trades. You guys have posted a couple times. I'm up 256%, maybe 300% now on the year, which is beating almost every major hedge fund out there. So I don't need that money, which, you know, sometimes I love that I never thought I'd have 4,500 followers or whatever I'm at now. I never thought I'd be doing this at all, but Terrible convinced me to do it so we could host our space calls on it and actually tell the truth. And this was all her idea. That's why I do a lot of charity work with this. The crazy thing is AMC common stock investors who are bag holding down over 90% are still listening to the same exact people they've been listening to for a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years. And it's always a brand new promise. It's always a new lawsuit. It's always a new Phase 6. It's always a new Ken Griffin billboard. If you've done nothing but lose money for 3 years by listening to someone, why would you continue to listen to them? That's the real lesson here. The real value in AMC is the lessons that people may have learned. I got a massive education, and it introduced me to some invaluable people and created priceless relationships that I never thought I would have with some people. Just joined, not sure if you already covered it, but what's going on with Michael Burry and his 1 billion short position on the market? We crashing on FOMC day. So you guys, I covered this, and I told you why I took out Meta puts is because I think there's a big macroeconomic downside in the market coming. My gas here went from 350 to 385 in like 30 to 60 days. Grocery prices are skyrocketing. My grocery store is starting to have where the limes are all gone. There's a lack of tomatoes. The liquor stores are locked up because they're tired of people stealing stuff. The economy is not doing good. You can see it. If you want to know the measure of your economy, your local economy, go no further than your gas station, grocery store, and your local bar and ask people how things are going. Nobody likes to admit they're having trouble financially at home, but when they do, and they're like, dude, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been there. When I was younger, I've had days where we were in the military. We were dirt poor, man. We made like maybe $650 a month when we started out in the military back in 03. I mean, ramen noodles, hot dogs, and tequila was like our staple because the chow halls weren't open at Fort Hood. I get it. I get when you get in debt, everybody wants a new car. Everybody wants a new house, TVs and all that stuff. And people have really overextended their pocketbooks because they were introduced to free government money during COVID. They got to live a little more lavishly. The hardest thing to do is to start living a lifestyle up here. You start here, you get up here, and then you got to come back down here. It's hard, man. So yes, I think Burry knows that there's probably some decent downside coming, and I'm not saying it's going to completely crash out. But Meta has a gap down. Today it went up a little bit, but look, it's hitting that upper trend line that I have marked out. I am pretty confident it's going to bounce down off that trend line, and I may buy more puts in the morning, and it's going to crash back below 298, and then it's going to start its run down to the gap fill at 222. Now, Meta going down that far, you better believe Google, Nvidia, everything else is probably going to follow with it. So Burry pulling out a short like that after I went downside on Meta and said, I think there's an economic downturn coming, it makes sense to me. Also, if this is happening, it could be because big funds need liquidity to start covering their short book in this meme stock crap because they never covered everything. Short interest never went away. Failure to delivers are huge. We had all these reverse splits. It's time where they want to go cash heavy. They want to clear these bad shorts, clear their short books. Gold and silver, JP Morgan's been allegedly manipulating that for years. Their short book's supposed to be massive on that. We've got to reset basically the equity in the macro markets. All the stocks on a micro side are resetting their equity. So we need to reset it on a macro side. I think there's downside coming, and it could be because they need liquidity to start taking control of the short books back from the meme stocks. So, where are we at now? Thanks for the question, Cameron Stanley. Anything goes. Hey, Spence, what's going to happen to the millions of APE FTDs after conversion? Will shorts be forced to cover? So the failure, I don't know if there's millions of APE, but I think there was millions of AMC. These failure to delivers have been on the threshold list for over 30 days now. They're supposed to cover those, which would make sense for them to cover in the situation we just talked about, where they would want to cover those AMC shorts into the reverse split so that their APE longs valued up into the conversion, and then their settlement shares also valued up. So they could be holding those FTDs specifically so they can cover to force the price up, in my opinion. Chen's Walk, what's up, man? I was under the impression that the conversion was first, then the reverse split. Here it's the opposite. Does it make a difference or no? It really, actually, in my opinion, is a better situation. I thought it was all going to happen at once. I like this situation better because it kind of forces the market to not crash the stock immediately after the reverse split. Because if they did, they would devalue their APE before conversion. They would devalue their settlement shares on the 28th after conversion. They want all their money. That's a lot of shares out there. So actually, I like how they're doing this. Jose Beloso. What happens to Jan 24 Oh, man, what happened there? Where'd I go? Well, the chat just went haywire. What happens to January 2024 calls that people have? So if you have January 2024 AMC calls, it depends on what strike you bought them for. But the contract values are going to adjust. They should adjust. Bottom line, if you bought, say, $50 strikes, or you bought $5 strikes, you could potentially run in the money. It could. The hell was that? Oh, sound like something banged on my door. It could run in the money. You could be okay. It depends on what strike you bought. If you bought like $120 strikes, you're probably doomed on those. Like, I know a lot of people were buying like $120 calls way out in the money, and it's just such a once in a blue moon play. Is APE 1-1 AMC after reverse split? Okay, you guys, for every 10 shares of APE you own, you're going to get one new AMC share after the reverse split. It's going to be the reverse split first, so you need to take all your AMC shares, divide them by 10. You need to take your cost average and multiply it by 10, and then the market is going to value the stock. The market price is going to times 10 too, right? The day later, APE is going to convert. For every 10 APE you own, you're going to get one new AMC share, right? Which is a good thing in my opinion, because now AMC gets reverse split, shorts start to cover, the price goes up to 50 maybe. This is all theoretical, guys. Don't make your trades based on this. It's not financial advice. Say it runs to 50 and APE is sitting at 250 to 350 and it converts up. There's still value to convert up there, and then everybody gets their settlement shares the next day. I will be looking to sell sometime in between the 24th and the 28th, most likely. It's good enough profit for me. I'm not even looking for a squeeze. If I make 200 to 300%, I'm out. I'm going to go play other plays that I've got set up. So no, you every 10 shares of APE you have, you're going to get one new AMC share. That's how it's going to work. These nuts. That guy is such a tool. I don't know who you're talking about, man. Holly Moore, thank you. No problem. I'm holding at 6, hoping for some little pop, but I know it's going to be incredibly short-lived. Yep. You're 100% right, buddy. Be quick on the button. Everybody better be ready next week. And more than likely, the way they play this, guys, there's probably going to be an APE pop before all this happens to try to get people to sell, so they create downward pressure so they can get APE to go back under $180 and buy more, like they did today. The $185 gap fill, they allowed that so they could load up. But if they make APE run, say it runs to $253 before conversion, most likely they'll probably beat it back down at least a couple days before the next trading week. So we'll see. If I see APE go to $3 or $350 before all this happens, I'm literally going to sell half my position. That is a big win for me. I'm not leaving that money on the table, because if they do crush it back down, I'll just buy back in. I'll still have half my position, but I'll buy back in. Vix, boss is taking all his viewers for a ride now, starting some hedge fund. I guess he figures it was this easy making them invest in AMC. Now, man, you're telling me Boss Blunts is saying he's going to start a hedge fund? Bro, I'm telling you what, Boss Blunts, dude, you just need to stop, man. There's a lot of people keying up and learning exactly what all the YouTubers have been doing for a long time. Not a good idea. But these guys all have histories, man. A lot of these tubers, these folks have like criminal records. I mean, we've seen them all. They're out there giving people death threats. It's crazy. I would not follow a single word Boss Blunt says, because he's doing it. I'm telling you, he's making money off you guys, man. I'm buying SQQQ tomorrow. Grandpa Barney, yeah. Watch that, because that's what Burry put out his short on. So, not saying Burry's always right, but I mean, he has a couple good wins under his belt. Gypsy 1991. If FINRA approves his hedge fund within 6 months, Boss was definitely paid off. We'll find out, man. I'm going to tell you guys right now. I'm doing some stuff in the background. I got attacked so much by a lot of these people nonstop. They wanted to discredit and defame me so that nobody would listen to me because they knew that I had the play actually figured out. And I was for the grassroots movement. I was for making shorts do what they were supposed to be doing on a regulatory basis. That's why we won the whole Signature Bank put fiasco. Mark had our back. We pooled together our resources. Mark used his influence or whatever you want to call it and got Vlad Tenev to change the Robinhood's policies, and we won that one. We could have done that with AMC, but everybody attacked Mark. Everybody attacked Tara. Everybody attacked me. T0 got attacked. Adam Aaron then took that and used it to pump his influencers, and you got people, again, like I'm saying, you got people like Cat Stryker out there who forced everybody to worship Adam Aaron. But we were supposed to be working against big money and the hedge funds and the banks and naked shorts. Adam Aaron is, these are plunderers. He is the guy. So Cat and all these AMC Adam Aaron worshipers, they took the movement that was probably going to vote Adam Aaron out, and we could have voted somebody in that would have done T0. Al from Boston had a great run where he wanted to put Patrick Byrne in there, who helped basically create overstock and started the whole T0 thing. I don't know if he actually started T0, but he was very involved in it. And now Overstock's a banging company. They went to like $180 off from $1.90 because of T0. And then when they were done, they raised cash, and then they converted the tokenized securities back into common stock. Now they own Bed Bath & Beyond, and they're having profitable quarters. We could have voted Adam Aaron out. I got brutalized at the beginning of the movement because I brought up some of the board members at AMC, like Steven Colanero, and I said, this guy has a history of being in companies that go out of business, like Blockbuster or Best Buy. Not Best Buy, Circuit City maybe, and Blockbuster. This VP of marketing for AMC, who was let go immediately after I brought that up. I got attacked, and then the guy resigned, and they didn't even barely say bye to him. He just resigned. Adam Aaron should have been voted out 2 years ago, and we could have done it except for people who worshipped Adam Aaron. You had Trey, you had Cat Stryker, you had Rocket and the Space Calls, you got Pete G. They all worship the guy, and he's the man. He is the man. He's the suit. It cracks me up every time. It cracks me up. All right. Be careful, bro. Chinese GDP came in at 3% better than expected. Yeah, I know they did that on purpose so they could float the market, but this is also what they did back in 2007 and 8. Everything was fine. Mortgages are on the rise. Defaults are rare. Credit's good. Everybody's got cash. And then it collapsed overnight. It's just crazy. That was a flash crash. This one's going to be like a rolling crash. But my puts are out to September 22nd. So if Meta goes back up to, say, 310, 315, I'll just buy more. But I'm still printing right now as it is. But again, look at this. Meta hit the upper trend line perfectly today. I mean, look at that. Pop, 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 pop. And we'll probably see more downside coming up in the next, say, 7 trading days. And if we hit down here at 288, that's the next resistance. If it breaks this level again at 300, 298, 300, we'll just move the line to 298 because that's where it actually bounced. If it comes back down off of this upper trend line, the entire market's going to come with it. It's going to come back down off the upper trend line. It's going to retest this. If it fails, it's going to 288. It'll bounce around some more in the 288 range. And then magically some bad economic news will come out or something will happen. And then boom, it'll gap fill down to 222. Gaps usually fill. There's very high probability of gaps filling. Got the space late September calls around 320. Hey, that's a good, that's not bad, man. September is a good thing on that one because all space has to do is have say, a couple more successful flights. and then announce some kind of incentive to get more customers and or say they get another NASA contract or something. So I'm going to watch Space very closely. What did Space do today? Came back down a little bit. Looks like it's getting ready to bounce resistance though. Or it did start and it wicked out right there. I'm on the daily. Let's go to the 30. We'll see. We'll see what it does. Short interest, I think, is pretty significant on it. I'm going to follow it for a while, though. Just like I should have kept following NCMI, man. Could have made a killing on NCMI. Let's see. 16.1% short interest, so that's pretty high. 2.5 days covers a little low if this is accurate. But I'm sorry, it's crazy that the stock didn't go up after. It should have rocketed after their successful flight. That was a big deal. That's a very big deal. But it does look like it's coming into a range where a reversal needs to happen. Let's see here. Let's do some basic charting. Ding. We'll see. It's one I like. I like spaceflight stuff. I think even if it's a 2-year thing, I mean, we've got public spaceflight companies now, which is wild. All right, comments. Do you think we'll get the upside volatility during the 24th and 5th? I do. I personally do. Trying to plan which days I need to take off work. That's what everybody keeps asking me. Should I take work off? Look, guys, if you can afford to take work off and you want to use your vacation, if it was me and I could afford to take work off for this situation, I would take work off. But do not take work off and risk your job because you pissed your boss off, right? So just, clear it with your boss and don't risk your career or job over it. Jose Rivera, so would Ape and AMC be not tradable after hours and pre between RS and conversion? I don't think so. I think they'll be tradable. I think it's just going to be when they start recording certain things for DTC and for computer share transfer agent. When AMC put shares out last time, didn't it run to 72? No, when AMC when it ran to 72, Adam Aaron was raising cash, which you cannot, I don't care what anybody says, you cannot justify not raising cash as your stock is running up like this. This is 44, but it's because of the reverse split, right? But he started raising cash around here and a little there, and then he stopped. He should have been raising cash this whole time and literally just clearing the debt, right? But when he issued APE on August 22nd, let's see here. This is when APE ran to 1050 and AMC ran to 1689. So we were at a combined of almost $27, right? Now we're getting ready to do something similar where we're going to have... My mic sounds a little off tonight. Maybe I'm just a little too close to it. Is that better? I need to adjust everything again. Let me make sure my mic is actually on my mic and not my dang. Let's see, properties, toner. Switch it up and then switch it back. Okay. It's probably because I'm a little too close to the mic. Maybe my filters got changed. I'll check it out tomorrow. But all right, back to the question. But yeah, we could see an event like that again because we got a lot of short interest. We got FTDs. We got AMC reverse splitting, then APE converting, and then they're dumping shares on the market via the settlement. So we could see something big. Rumor has it Travis has never owned AMC stock. I can't understand why people follow Travis. I can't comprehend it. The guy never gets nothing right. He's harassed every other influencer in the community. And the rumor is, allegedly, he literally was doing this out of a McDonald's using their Wi-Fi. I don't know. That's what I've heard. But the dude needs to stand down because he's making enemies with Mark Cohodes. And that's a bad enemy to have. I'm going to tell you right now. I heard Travis lost a bunch of money for people on his little Discord he set up. I don't do the whole Discord thing, man. As soon as I hear someone, oh, well, join my, I'm an investor on YouTube and I'm trying to make money, join my Discord, I literally bounce out of that. So let's see. I thought Boss was doing a brokerage. He's trying to be like Ken Griffin. I thought he was doing some kind of exchange, which I told everybody from day one. I'm like, the guy you're following that's calling me a fraud is in New York trying to set up an exchange, and you trust him? I just don't get that. RWK, AMC or cheerleader? AMC cheerleader. She has got to be fake. That's dude. At the beginning of the movement, if everybody remembers, there was a lot of accounts that were obvious trolls. And I'm telling you, most of them were from the UK, and they were from hedge funds that got blown out by AMC and GME at the beginning of the movement. I think White Square Capital was one. I called them all out. I did a little research, and I'm like, all these guys, they're just mad because their hedge funds got blown up. I broke my hand on a fire last night, so I'll be on work computer during the conversion. Oh, that sucks, man. I think, Daniel, you were the one this morning, the firefighter. I seen your DM pop up, and I can't find it now. If you can just hit me and just say test in that again so it pops up as unread, I can do what I was talking about earlier. I looked for it all day today. I couldn't find it. I'm professional. Clove fixing to go cash flow positive and has a ton of room for where they were drug it to. They murdered that stock. I don't know anything about Clove, man. I've heard people talk about it, though. Chenzwak, you sounded okay, bro. Cool. Wesley Sexton, yeah, I think you're just too close, bud. Yeah. I need to like make an actual studio for what I'm getting ready to do later on when I'm going to talk other stocks after this. I'm going to keep doing this, but I'm going to talk a lot of more macro stuff and how politics are going to affect the macro markets, how the Fed affects the macro markets. I'm going to get more into that, but I will still do whatever I'm playing for the day. And then hopefully one day, I honestly thought about potentially setting up a podcast and inviting people like Mark, Tara, Seawolf, all these guys, like setting up a legitimate podcast to talk about market stuff, where every and anybody can come, whether you like them or hate them. They come in, they say this, that, how's this going to affect it? Kind of Joe Rogan style. I got money for all the equipment. I can literally revamp my garage. I've thought about it, but I'm going to tell you right now, this takes a ton of work, man. To the people that are doing this and they're doing it legitimately and they're not ripping people off, kudos, because just me doing what I'm doing on my little setup, it's a lot of work, man. And it makes my brain where I can't ever shut my brain down, so... let's see. Why didn't Ape run higher to beat AMC? I am 2-to-1 Ape. 2-to-1 Ape shares to AMC with $12 total cost average, hoping to gain ground through there. Dude, we still got time. We still got like 2 weeks before the reverse split hits. But when they don't want this to run all at once. If Ape would have ran super duper hard, it did run. It ran to 240. People could have took profit there and flipped back in at $1.85. I should have did it. But if Ape ran right now to $3.50, a ton of people would sell. They don't want everybody, the hedge funds and the market makers and everybody in on this. They are going to do what they do to make it look like we should all sell at a certain time. That's what they do. Basically, when this thing does start running, they're going to go, okay, now everybody's ready to sell. Let's dump it before they do. That's how the market works. That's why every time you buy other stocks, and it happened to me. So many people tell me this. Every time I buy a stock, it goes down. Or every time I sell a stock, it goes up. That is because they will literally bait you in with green candles and red candles if you're an amateur investor because, oh, it's going up, I'm going to buy more, and then they dump it. They see the buy orders. It's you and thousands of other people doing the same thing all at once, and they take advantage of it. You have to think, okay, this is running, but the RSI is really getting close to 70. Why would I buy more right now? I'll just keep my profit until I see something happen. And the hedge funds see all this. They have all this data. Every trade you make, they see. Payment for order flow. Right back to that. Feek, you short or long? I am long Ape only. I'm not short any AMC or Ape. Vin Cool. Could AMC dump more to meet Ape in the twos? It could. It could, but right now it doesn't look like it is. It looks like my $1.90 emergency, like worst case scenario may not happen, which is a really good thing. So it looks like AMC just wants to hover around 350, 339, 350. That'll be good for me. If AMC stays at 350 and it reverse splits to 35, that's a really good situation. That means Ape converting into potentially $35 to $50 on any short covering run. That's a good 150 to 200% on your Ape conversion profit, which you can dump immediately after it's converted if you want, and walk away with the money and go play other plays. Or buy silver or whatever you do with your money. Could AMC dump more? We did that. Workers' compensation, so I'll be off work during the conversion. All right, Daniel, I see what your game is, bro. You broke your hand and got workers' comp so you could trade your stocks. I get it, man. Good for you. Why not GTII or FNGR? I don't follow GTII because Lou was pumping it, and I don't like when Lou pumps things. Again, when I was telling everybody to sell Ape at 310 after we talked about buying it at 75 cents on the last run, when it hit $3, Lou's like, I'm going to buy it now. And Lou, the whole time, he's been saying, he goes, I want to wait and see what happens before I buy any Ape. I want to wait and see before the letter comes out and all that. If you wait before all that happens, you miss 30 to 40% every time. You have to beat them to the punch. You have to generate your thesis that is going to be the most probability of success. And then you bet on that. And most of the time, when you're correct on your thesis, most of the time you're going to beat them to the punch and you make 30 to 100%. Hey, Froggy, how do you know all those European hedge funds got blown up? Meaning I never heard of that, so I'm just listening. Oh, yeah, you can just Google it, man. I mean, this was back in 2020, bro. White Square Capital losses. White Square Capital, which held about $440 billion in assets at its peak, suffered double-digit % losses from its GameStop short. The firm bounced back quickly, recovering fair losses, but what is it, White Square or White Box? A couple of these went out of business. White Box Capital. Let me double check. This is so long ago. White Square. Yeah, White Square went out of business. They bet against GameStop and they had to close down, just like Melvin. And Melvin got blown up when AMC ran to 31 last time. And I was telling everybody, I think Melvin was shorting this thing like crazy in the IWN. Ken Griffin loaned him $2.5 billion. Gabe Plotkin blew it up. Honestly, I think Ken Griffin allegedly loaning Gabe Plotkin at Melvin the $2.5 billion and then taking back $500 million immediately was almost basically, hey, here, we know you're out of business, but if you go pump these stocks for us on the long side so we can reshort them and then give us the $500 million back. It was just a scandal. Like, oh, Gabe Plotkin is the greatest investor of our generation. The dude lost people billions of dollars. And Ken Griffin saying that was insane. Basically, Ken Griffin was trying to protect his short book at the same time, in my opinion, allegedly. Thoughts on rumors of Hester Pierce replacing Gary Gensler? I would rather Gary Gensler stay where he is than Hester Pierce take over that position. She is just horrible, man. Any type of transparency thing that they tried to pass, she always voted no on it. The 13F2 short reporting. Vin Cool, Ape seems stuck after the initial pre-market run. Yeah, well, they, like I said, they don't want Ape. Ape had 118 million volume today. 125 million, 0.5 million volume today, right? Well, let's double check that. Hold on. Yeah. At least 118 million in volume today. There were 500,000 Ape units traded after hours. and it didn't barely do anything because they don't want it to go too high. If Ape ran and say went to 350 or $3 and everybody unloaded it, then they're going to lose control of this controlled short covering scenario into the reverse split and into the Ape conversion, and that's going to be a problem for them. They don't want the short covering to go out of control. Did I use Bing? I don't know, man. My computer has Bing and then Google, and I don't even care anymore. You know what I mean? Bing actually is working a lot better than it used to. So the Microsoft internet is a lot better than it used to be, the Edge or whatever they call it. Will it pick up a new QSIP number? After the conversion, it will pick up a new QSIP number. Tedros Tomas. So what is to stop people from waiting for the reverse, then sell after the split of common, then run it up, then buy Ape shares to double dip? They could do that. Anything could happen, you guys. This is all brand new. 1,800 shares of Ape, Hulk Smash. 1,800 shares of Ape, 84 cents average, been holding since December. Thoughts? That's great. Dude, if you got 1,800 shares of Ape at 84 cents since December, good for you. What is it? August, September? You may even get lucky enough where your cost average is so good, you may be able to hold it straight through and get your tax deduction. I don't know about if I would. I mean, if it goes 50 to 60 bucks, man, you're going to be golden. I mean, even at 35 bucks, you're golden. That's a great win for you, man. JT Wisco, I think Kenny and .72 both bailed out Gabe. Yes, they did. We need to rehash all that. This whole thing with FTX, Ken Griffin, the whole AMC saga, you know, the shorts obviously have retail cornered in this now because of the arbitrage play. And if more people would have listened to me 3 months ago, 4 months ago when Ape was still at $1.30, retail could have went and bought up all the Ape shares and owned the float of Ape, and it would have created a FOMO event where Ape probably would have squeezed out. But all the Adam Aaron worshipers wanted to call me a fool and discredit me. Grandpa Barney, she is a nasty thing. Bro, Hester Pierce literally just looks in the camera and looks at your soul, and you can feel her screwing you over in the markets. Joe Rothwell, market caps are being controlled on AMC and APE to keep them under 4 billion market cap combined. Yes, they are. I'm just busting you. Edge is just Google Chrome. Yeah, I know. It is funny, though. Manuel, hello. What's up, man? JT Wisco, the $1 million question that 60 Minutes needs to investigate is when everyone says they won't let it do this or they won't let it do that, who is they to control the market? The market's broke, you guys. The market's completely broken. Nothing has happened in the past 3 years. The only thing that has happened that I would say is good for the markets that's really made an effect is Signature Bank and Mark Cohodes helping retail get Vlad Tenev to change policies. That was pressure put on people to make it available for retail to win. And there's a lot of good things happening in the MMTLP community. They are making progress. And they're still fighting, and I wish them the best. LH has done a reverse split conversion of preferred equities before. LH? I'll have to check that out, man. As far as I know, this is the first time for this type of thing. Because it might have been preferred stock, but we're literally taking Ape units that represent preferred stock, so that's a little different. Ape sub 2 is a gift from the apes. It really was today. And I was literally on the phone with people. They're like, what should I do? What should I do? I'm like, dude, it's below $2 right now. Get it. They did. And they immediately were like, oh my God, looks like I'm green right now. And they got rid of their AMC. And it's too bad because a couple months ago, or hell, even when we had that little hiccup with the opinion from the judge that the market took advantage of it or ran to $8 or whatever, I told people, I was like, get out, man. Why wait to give settlement shares 3 days after, even if you already sold during the split? Good question. We just covered that, Tedros Tomas. I believe the settlement is going to be post-reverse split, post-conversion, post-weekend, because that's going to be an incentive for hedge funds who are short AMC, long APE, right? That's going to be an incentive for them to cover their AMC legacy shares into the reverse split to make it run higher. That way their APE units converting the next day convert into a larger amount of money. But then the 28th on Monday, when they get their settlement will now be worth, say, $50 to $60 a share. It gives them an incentive not to re-short AMC down directly after the reverse split. I could be wrong on that, but it makes sense to me. To me, if I was running a hedge fund and I had AMC shorts, legacy AMC shorts, and I'm at 350 or lower right now, and I had APE longs at 60 cents to $1.40, I would want to see the reverse split while I'm covering my AMC shorts, because as I cover those and AMC starts going up 35, 40, 50 bucks, I know my APE long shares converting the next day are going to be worth hundreds of percent more. And then when that happens, the next trading day after the weekend, I get a settlement of a bunch of shares for free that are now worth 50 to 60 bucks. And I dump it all at once when Adam Aaron starts raising cash. Everything starts coming down. You can re-short it from that position and then buy it all back up at bottom after Adam Aaron pays off some of the debt, the deferred rent, and then their next quarter is cash flow positive, and say they bring in 25 million to $100 million on a quarter cash while we got some hot movies in. That's going to look good on him, but retail investors are going to suffer for it if they don't play this right. I like AA and buy Ape nonstop. I do not like AA, but I understand his plan, and I also understand that he's a corporate businessman. He is not your friend. I don't know how people think he's a friend. I like how my viewers keeps going from 134 to 119, but it won't break 134. It's funny. It's like I'm being shadow banned or something. What are your thoughts on XRP as an investment? I think any crypto investment right now is a complete waste of time and money, and it's massive risk. There's way too much going on with FTX. There's way too much going on with CZ Binance. There's way too much going on with Coinbase, and there's way too much going on in the markets. And I'll tell you this, every time shorts cover in a meme stock, guess what happens to Bitcoin? It goes down. They use it as liquidity generator. They pump it, get people buying it again. The influencers come out, boom, boom, boom. Look at that. It broke its downtrend. It's popping up above. Let's say it comes back up to 40,000 this next week, and then Ape converts, and then boom, it drops back down to 25 again. So they use crypto as liquidity generator for their plays in the markets. We've seen that for years. There we go. The markets are broken. 60 minutes is silent. Let's see. Ran to 880. Yeah. A lot of people came to me and said because of what I was saying, they dumped their shares and then they bought Ape and they made some good money. Good answer. Thank you. Thank you for the question. Ariel Pena. AA devalued our investment. Yes, he did. I'll show you exactly where he devalued our investment. Right here. December 2022. 2021. December 2021. Man, so long ago. Right here. This is where Mark Cohodes, this is what was happening with AMC. And this is reverse split. This is split prices. So it used to be 72, and this would technically 26 would have been like 34 or 43. We had this, we had the W, we popped back up. Mark Cohodes came on the scene, talked about T0, we stabilized, we were getting ready to come back up. Right here, we were due for a major breakout. And then Adam Aaron come out and said, T0 may be likely illegal because of certain debt covenants, blah, blah, blah. You can let's look the tweet up, man. As soon as he did this, the stock started tanking. And everybody was on board with the T0 plan, and I'll show you why. Likely illegal. Did he delete it? Adam Aaron. Oh, it's CEO Adam. Forgot. Dude, I'm having problems. Did he delete the tweet? I've got screenshots. I wonder if he deleted it. But he basically said we're not doing T0. It may be likely illegal. Certain debt covenants restrict us. And as soon as he said that, we tanked. We tanked. And he never filed an official 8K for it. Absolutely insane. Does it require proper case? I know it requires proper spelling. Having trouble with that. T0. I think he deleted his tweet, which is dumb because we all screenshotted it. I'll find it. I'll find it later and we'll bring it back up. But anyways, we tanked. We were in a beautiful W, Foreman, and we were supposed to break and rip. And if T0 would have been announced, this would have been like when the CEOs of GNS and these other companies said, hey, we're going to hook up and we're going to try to do share intel type of thing. And the stocks went and rocketed. T0 would have made this stock go well over $72, in my opinion. Out of this W, shorts would have got smoked. Basically, all this downside would have been upside, in my opinion. And the problem with that is Adam Aron is the corporate suit who works with multiple large entities. And if he would have done this to them, he would have been out of a job. His kids would have been out of a job. You don't burn bridges like that in corporate America, but it would have been the biggest play in any of the meme stock runs. I don't care who the CEO is, really. I know Cohodes has his beef, but I don't play that game either. I just play the markets. That's good, man. Make money. Dude, sometimes I wish I could just get rid of all this and just play the markets, because when I did, I make a lot of good money. But I don't want to leave people behind in this play, so as much as I can. Screw it. Why even buy it back? I'm so sick of A and AMC. I think A is a huge fraud, and I just want to be out at even. Up would be great, but I'm okay with break even. If you break even, if you can break even, or even just take a 10 or 20% loss, something like that, and you learned something, then it was all worth it, man. Out at break even, case sensitive. Isn't APE T0, though, naturally through the DTCC? No. T0 would have taken AMC common stock and did a 1-to-1 security token. The 1-to-1 security token can't be short sold, right? So if you own AMC common stock, you're supposed to have a 1-to-1 security token issued to you that would trade on the T0 platform. Now, say I never got my security token access and I own common stock, then the broker is responsible for that. If they fail to deliver it, then there's massive room for all kinds of litigation and recalls and stuff like that. So APE is basically the Dollar General version of the T0 plan. And I think what you mean is APE is actually held. The preferred stock is actually held in ComputerShare. Yeah, Adam Aron's already rich. He made a ton of money off us. A ton of money. And then they sold us silver coins with their face on them on the side from Highcroft Mine. I didn't buy any of that. I bought a Highcroft Mine silver coin, but not the ones with the face on it. I bought one Highcroft Mine silver coin just to make myself remember. But you're buying that silver coins from Highcroft at like 30 to 40% higher than market value. I buy all my silver from different exchanges. Honestly, you can buy silver directly from Walmart.com and get a pretty dang good price for it, and it all comes from like whatever. I forgot what the exchange is called, but AMC will have to use their new liquidity on shareholder lawsuits. He doesn't care. Even whoever's going to file a lawsuit, he'll just settle, and his corporate insurance will pay for it, or he'll pay the settlement with more AMC stock. It's stupid how this works. Break even. I'll be tax loss harvesting in December. Oh, there you go. Does threshold list even matter? Honestly, personally, I don't think it really matters a whole lot. The only thing that I care about is I know that the threshold list has that many shares that have not been covered or that have not been delivered. and that will contribute at the right time. They will clear the threshold list at the right time, which is probably going to be at some point after the reverse split, during the reverse split, or during the conversion. They'll do it to help make the stock run up so that their APE longs convert into higher valued shares and their AMC settlement shares convert or come in at higher value. Any institution is going to want their shares at high value as possible. This is their last chance to sell it all at a profit, cover their shorts in the money, sell their AMC common and their APE converted at a profit while Adam Aaron raises cash. Anybody screaming MOAS or big short squeeze on this is misleading people right now. This is going to be a very controlled event, in my opinion. Maybe a miracle happens and they let this thing squeeze up to ridiculous levels and everybody wins. But does anybody really think that's going to happen at this point? Listening for the first time, respect good, honest stuff. Just subscribe. Thank you, Zeus. I appreciate that. Where is my little subscriber thing? I thought I had it set up where it's supposed to like ding and do a little dinosaur or something. I don't know. Group. Maybe it's because it's probably because it's behind my webcam. There we go. I think now when you subscribe, there should be a little dude pop up and dance or something. I don't know how all this works anymore. So tired of it. But I like answering your guys' questions, man, because to the best of my ability anyways, because the more educated investors out in the retail market, the better chance everyone has of having this play land in favor. Plus, you guys teach me a lot of stuff too, so it's interesting to me. Butcher says MOAS. Yeah, dude. I'm sorry, Boss Blunts. He's been called out and busted so many times on shady shit, but he wants you to buy his snapbacks, man. He wants you to buy his merch. So that's how he's making his money, off of merch, off of views, and off of you guys, while he's misleading you into bags. EM, shoot, I'm hoping just to hit 15 at this point, but even that feels like a long shot. Well, that would be 150 reverse split. Keep in mind, Goldman Sachs has given price targets of 175. AMC price targets. Let's check them. Let's see if any's changed. Let's find it. Goldman AMC price target. Yeah. Goldman Sachs. I don't really trust the whole price target thing. Let's read it. Goldman Sachs raises AMC Entertainment's price target to 175. Goldman Sachs Group, a renowned financial institution, recently raised AMC's Entertainment's price target from 160 to 175. The significant increase in the price target indicates Goldman Sachs' bullish outlook on the stock. There's big institutions that want this to run, in my opinion, because they know it's going to generate massive liquidity opportunities, but they're going to tell you 175 because if this thing does run, they'll more than likely dump at 150, and you're going to be sitting there for 175 and get caught bag holding again. I take any price target I see from any institutional platform like that, and I take 30% away from it immediately. I bought 500 shares of Ape. Good or no? I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be good for you, depending on what your cost average is. JT Wisco, smash the like button. That's right. Please, guys, like the video. That really helps me draw more people in to give them honest information, and you guys can come in and correct me and I read it for free, and then if I am wrong, we correct and we figure the truth out. But I'm not here trying to pump my channel to make money by creating bag holders like everybody else. So when you like, sub, and share the video, it really helps a lot of people, because I can't answer my Twitter DMs all day. I'm telling you, they're loaded. It's crazy. I need 80 to break even. I hope you get it, Bonnie Rig. It's going to be hard to do, but I hope you get it. Man, if you say this, you get to 70 and you can take a small loss and get out of this with most of your money. I'm just saying, man, I'm telling you, I don't like to be greedy like that. Mike, hey, just got on. What I miss? Everything. You missed the breaking news. You missed AMC breaking news, man. Nah, you didn't miss nothing, Mike. We talked earlier about, at the beginning of the video, I talked about my thesis on why we're going to do the reverse split the 24th, the conversion the 25th, and then the settlement the 28th, because it gives incentive for shorts to cover instead of reshort the stock back down to nothing, because they have to wait. The people who are long APE, they're shorting AMC, they're probably also long AMC at some point, but it gives them incentive to cover into these dates because they don't want the price to drop before they get their free shares and they can dump them at higher prices. So Goldman's price target is to keep people in the play. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think 102 is a realistic number post RSCon. Just going off what AMC's MC was days before APE released. $102 is literally $10.20 right now. It could happen. I mean, combined right now, we're still sitting, let's see, almost $7. So there's potential for it, man. Fudge, no. Haha, I always miss everything. Vincool, I loaded why'd this alert pop up? Vincool, I loaded 1,000 more APE today at 203. If it goes below 2 again, I'll average down more. Yeah, if I see it dip again below 2, I'm actually going to buy more. I can close some of my other positions and buy a little bit more. I should have bought more this morning. I literally missed the $1.85 this morning. I would have bought a little bit. I was busy helping like 3 other people. So I was laying in my bed on my phone helping other people. But I've got a big enough position. I'm good. If this thing runs anywhere near 50, I am golden, man. I'm going to be set for the year. So hopefully we get there. Anyways, guys, I think we covered everything. Again, this is the meat and potatoes of the 8K, in my opinion. I'll do the thesis one more time. The 24th, we're getting the reverse split on AMC common stock. The 25th, APEs will convert. The 28th was the Monday of the next trading week. The settlement shares will be distributed. So there is incentive for the arbitrage players to cover their legacy AMC shorts into the reverse split, into the conversion, and into the settlement issuance, then dump it when Adam Aaron says he's going to raise cash, and then short. So we could have a controlled run up to some pretty good numbers. Tedros Thomas. The fact that common stock is reverse splitting gives us a chance for AMC common to run if covering occurs. If you don't sell it, then you risk the ape dilution. Yeah, and I do believe Froggy Styles got up with me today, and he said that it looked like AMC cost to borrow went up. Cost to borrow. It looked like it went up significantly. I don't know where the data came from, though. Let's see. Yeah, it's up. Well, it's not necessarily up, but it's being reported as 243 as the okay, so that's the 11th. It may be way up. It may have jumped, which is good. You don't want to hold that heavy cost to borrow or your new shares heavy cost to borrow into this potential run. I can't see how there isn't 3 to 5 times the float in FTDs, synthetic, phantom, etc. That's because they don't have to report any of it. They don't even have to report their short interest, bro. Like, they literally could be short 1 billion shares right now, and it's not reported, because if they reported it, the entire market would know they were trapped and they would get squeezed into oblivion. I don't see AMC running on the 24th before the 25th conversion. Careful. I do. I think the 24th, when it converts, you're going to start seeing short covering, and it's going to pop a little bit on the volatility and on the market event. And then overnight, when we get into the next trading day and APE converts, then you're going to start seeing events because of the conversion. It may slow down, it may dump, it may go up even higher. But like I said, the incentive for arbitrage players, especially bondholders who are long APE and short AMC, to make this run before the settlement shares get divvied out, and also so their APE shares value up as much as possible into the conversion, there's real incentive there. And then when it's way up and they forced it up by the short covering because they now wanted that and they control it, then they've put enough meat on the bone where Adam Aaron starts raising cash at, say, $100. they open new short positions and take it all the way back down to 25 or something. And then they close those and buy the company up. They'll short it down to 25. They start buying up shares. They start closing, and then they own the company that's now cash flow positive, or that could be cash flow positive. So we'll see. Adam Aron's going to have to raise a lot of money. And I think raising any money, selling AMC common stock below 50 is a waste of time. That's only going to give him, at 35, that's only going to give him $750 million. That is not worth it. I think he is preparing for said type of run up into the $100 range where he starts raising cash. Like I said, $150 is 15 pre-reverse split. So anyways, I'm going to sign off, guys. I'm going to go get some more water. I'm rehydrating. I'm doing good now. Thank you for coming. Again, please like, sub. If I get any more news tomorrow, I'll pop back on. I wanted to cover the mechanics of what's coming up on the dates through the 24th and the 28th. I think everybody has a good understanding. Please, again, take this video, share it on Twitter. I'll post it in my Twitter feed. And that way I have to answer less DMs because we've already answered everything in the video. So y'all take care, man. I'll see you tomorrow at pre-market. Froggy Stonks out.